Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Islam podcast. I'm your new host for this week, Abdullah Patel. Joining me, we have currently three guests to go over the week 8 recap as well as a trade deadline that happened this week. We have a lot of transactions, some blockbuster moves. So first, no stranger to this season's podcast, I'd like to introduce Mr. Faisal Mahboob.
Hey, salam everyone. I'm doing this podcast while I'm driving, so bear with me.
Yeah, first and foremost, I do not condone this. So please, I don't advocate for distracted driving.
My eyes are on the road.
Yeah. So our next guest is actually GM of Iman, Mr. Huzaifa Manja, who was included or who was involved in two big blockbuster trades this week.
Inshallah. How are you guys, man?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Faisal, man, don't end up in a ditch.
I got my eyes on the road, baby. They're not looking at you.
Oh, man. I miss you.
For
Miss you
sure.
too.
And our last guest is actually the newest member to the league. He just came on waivers this week. It's Mr. Jaffer Chalub.
What's going on, everyone? Salam alaikum. Good to
Walaikum
be
Walaikum
on.
salam. But he's no stranger to the league.
Definitely not. I think this is his third or fourth season with Islam. I had the pleasure of being on his team last summer, where we had the worst record in Islam history. But no worries.
Nah.
Welcome back.
What was your record?
We had
Wow.
one win, like 8 losses, 2 ties.
Yeah, but 1 year we went 9-1 and won the championship. So
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's
Are you
crazy.
serious?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was in that
Yeah.
Rock.
He actually did that. That's one
Yeah,
for the record books. That's where we allowed every team to make the playoffs, and we decided from that point on, we're not going to let that happen again. Not every team should make the playoffs.
For sure.
100%.
So, this year, the top 6 do make the playoffs, but inshallah, we'll just get into it. We're gonna do things a little bit different this tonight. We're gonna first talk about the trade deadline, the transactions, get all the blockbusters out of the way because I think a couple of you guys got ahead off. But the first transaction we'll talk about is actually Jaffer's transaction. And so Adnan Mir has actually dropped out of the league due to injury, I believe. Ikhlas wanted to bring in Jaffer to play for their team. Sabr actually claimed Jaffer off of waivers, and as compensation, Ikhlas elected to select Zubair Sheikh from Sabr. And this is in effect for this week. So tomorrow, Jaffer will be playing for Sabr and actually versing myself on Rida. So this was the first waiver. Jaffer, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on
I mean,
including-
bad news. Bad news. I ain't playing tomorrow. I'm getting engaged on Saturday. I'm going to the States, so I'll be playing next week. Inshallah, I've already notified my team. So Abdallah, inshallah, I'll see you hopefully in the playoffs. But I mean, hey, I'm happy to join the league. It's I didn't join this year right away because I thought I couldn't commit, but then just do some personal stuff. But it opened up, and I'm like, I messaged you up. I'm like, yo, put me on waivers. I'm like, I know someone's gonna drop. So then I heard I got claimed, and within like 2 seconds, apparently Sabr put in the claim like, no, we want him, and I'm happy to join the team with Moody, Ahmed, and the rest of the guys. I'm looking forward to playing with them. Looking at the standings, I still believe it's anyone's game. We're not too far of the playoff spot. 4 games left. Anything can happen in this league. Some trades were made, and I'm looking to do my job on the team and helping the guys get into the playoffs. The first thing is get into the playoffs, and then leave the rest to whatever happens. Anything can happen. So I'm looking forward to joining, doing my part, and inshallah, hopefully, getting the championship. Conquered soccer already this year. I need an Iceland trip to my resume. So inshallah, guys.
we're glad to have you. And on record, this is the fastest waiver claim. For those that don't know, it was literally like 5 seconds after the message was sent. Ahmed Khalid claimed you.
I'm a
Fastest in Islam history. So Foster, what are your thoughts? You guys thought you were gonna get Jaffer on your team. I know your GM Yusuf was a little bit mad that Jaffer got claimed right away. What were your thoughts on getting Zubair and the changes to your team?
Yeah, so I know with Jaffer, we wanted you on our team for sure. That's why Yusuf and Hassan wanted to bring you in. Look, the waiver system is designed for this purpose. Unfortunately for us, you got claimed and you got claimed quickly. Um, we would have loved to have had you on our
I
team.
know.
I think you would have been a great addition. But I mean, it is what it is. The waiver system is designed a certain way for this. So you know what? Good, good that you got picked up. Am I disappointed? Yeah, absolutely. And I'll talk more about Adnan Mir and what he meant to the team when we do the recaps.
For sure. So Josefa, because you were at the bottom of the order, you didn't even have a chance to even claim Joffer, but you also made a waiver claim last week. I was just wondering, what are your thoughts on that? How did that first game go? And what are your thoughts on your waiver that you happened last week where you claimed Rayan?
So our thing was that me and Adnan decided whoever Subber was going to run through the waiver wire, we were going to claim them. It didn't matter if they were good or if they were not, because the thing is, like, our team has been struggling all season. We're just in last place, right? We're just like Kamala Harris on election night. We just been losing everything, right? So basically, what happened was, okay, I don't know who Rayan is, and Bablu told me just claim him. So we claimed him and we lost Ismail Malik, who had actually been playing pretty well for us. He wasn't on the score sheet as much, but I think we got a better player, to be honest, and a guy who can center the top line for us.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you guys still got 4 more games, and I think Rayan will do something big. I'll get into another one of the transactions, and then the 2 big trades that we have to announce. Because we've tried to keep a big tweak on it and not announce it to the whole league until tonight. So the second waiver is Ahmed Desai on Taqwa. He withdrew, and Akbar Omar, who played a season with us in the summer of 2023, who's also, I believe, friends with Muhib Shah. He came in past waivers. Unfortunately, Josefa was actually I don't know what he was doing, but he was busy on
I
his
was
phone.
actually I was actually putting money down for Donald Trump to win.
Wow, that's crazy. So yeah,
Thanks
Josefa
for sharing
Manjo,
that with us.
yeah, was too busy putting money on Donald Trump.
MashaAllah.
He didn't check his phone.
Got his money's worth.
He didn't he
I did,
didn't
yeah. If I checked it, I would have claimed him.
Yeah, I know for sure. So he missed the deadline, and Akbar clears waivers. So those are the 2 waivers. And I'm gonna get into now the biggest trade of the season. I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised by this one. And the trade is
Yeah.
Sabr receives Hamza Ali, Hussein Panju, and Naeem Malik, and Iman receives Tayyab Khaler, Farouk Khan, and Anas Varachia. So this is an absolutely huge trade. Um, I just think I'll let all the comments come in. But when this trade actually did come into the OC chat, a lot of us were really surprised that the key pieces being moved. Hamza Ali and Tayyab Khaler both drafted in the first round. Farouk Khan drafted in the second round, and Anas Varachia from Sabr, who's actually Sabr's leading scorer, traded to Iman.
Wow.
And so, Josefa, I just want to get your first reaction and what are your thoughts and what really led you to make this trade?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Sabr and us are both in last place, so we needed to shake up our teams, right? So Hamza Ali, even though he's a good player, he's fast, he's quick, he can even score a couple of goals. He has underperformed this year, and that's not just his fault. It's the GMs haven't done great either. So if you want to make trades in this league, it's either you're gonna just change your whole team and just have a new outlook and a new, like, you're going to be faster or you're going to be more positional. Like, you're just going to change your whole game. And that's what we were looking for. We had deals come in from the beginning of the season, like when we started losing in the first few weeks. But this was the best deal for both teams. It just gives them a different scenario. For them, they get a top pick. They get Hussein Panju, who's really good on defense. And they get, well, I don't know about Naeem Malik. He's always out there somewhere. But and we get Tayyip Khaler, who's going to be playing defense. Farouk Khan's going to be playing defense, and Anas Farachia is going to play on the wing on the first line. So we needed some scoring. We've only had maybe, I think, 10 goals or 12 goals this season.
Yeah, no, for sure.
14.
Ahmed Mobeen saying that Sabr traded away their top 2 D-man and a leading scorer. One thing to note, this is Anas Varachia's second straight season where he was leading his team in scoring and got traded away before the deadline. So, I think, Foster, what is your, if you're able to talk, what is your reaction to this big trade that came in? You're muted right now. You're muted.
You can reach it.
Okay, never mind. Don't worry. You're muted right now.
Buddy, you're muted. You're muted. M-U-T-E.
You gotta unmute. Okay, no worries. I'll pass up this Jaffer. Jaffer, this is your team. So do you know any of the pieces that you guys received? Or
I actually know Hussein Panju is my boy from, like, personally, he's my boy, and I'm like, what the hell, you're in Iceland? And I played with him before. Looking forward to playing with him. The other guys, I think I've seen them from the previous years. They are good players. Again, when a group of players aren't clicking, you got to shake it up at the end of the day. No matter if you're all superstars, if you can't click, you got to switch it around a bit. So I do believe in the GMs. Everyone's saying he got fleeced. So time will tell this week. We'll see what happens, and anything can happen in this league. So I definitely think with these pieces we can turn it around. I would love to run. I can't wait to play with my boy again. So it's gonna be fun, and looking forward to joining next week and onwards, and hopefully leading my team all the way. So inshallah, we'll see what happens. Trades are good. You gotta like tweak up the team sometimes if you're not doing well. I even looked at the standings. The standings, anyone's game. We're tied with Imam for last, but Ikhlas has 6 points. Rida has 7. Like, it's still a tight race. Anything can happen. So we can be second today, and then England will be 5th or 4th. So
for sure,
time will tell, and we'll see what happens. And that's with every sport. Anything can happen. You gotta change up the team sometimes, and let's see what happens. Can't wait to play with you. Can't wait to play with these guys and bring what I have to the table.
For sure. Huzaifa Akib, I think it's Akib Malik. He's in the comments saying, "How did you pull this off?" So I'm thinking based off of these reactions, a lot of people are saying that this may, how did you pull this off? Did you see that you clearly won this trade, even though you gave up, your top pick? What's your reaction for this trade?
Well, I mean, I gotta give credit to Adnan. At first, when I was talking to Ahmed Khalid, we were probably going with Hamza Ali and like Anas Mansouri for Tayyip Khaler and Anas Farashia, and then it turned into Farouk Khan and Hussein Panju, and they wanted Naeem Malik. So the pieces were moving. To be honest, the trades can go either way. Sometimes it doesn't matter where you're drafted, but if you're not clicking with your guys, then you're in last place. You have nothing to lose. We're both in last place, and you can only trade with teams that are on the bottom, because teams at the top are not going to give up their core guys for core guys on another team. So you basically can only trade between 3 spots.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
And for example, Sabr gets a top guy and Ahmed Khalid has struggled the whole season. I think he has 1 point or 2 points in the whole season.
Let's find out.
Yeah, he has 3 points. 3 points.
He has, and it's a really bad look on a GM to have 3 points, right, as a forward. So with Hamza Ali, that should help him out a lot. And Ahmed Khan's a good player. He's fast. He's quick. He's a good grinder. So they're gonna play in front of the net really well. So that trade really works for them if they can get a few goals. They lost 2-0, I think, last week.
2-1.
To a team that was so depleted.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And another comment from Mobeen here saying Tayyip traded twice this season. As you guys know, he was traded from Hayat to Sabr, I believe, in week 4, and a couple of weeks later, now to Iman. So the joke is he keeps going lower and lower in the standings. But let's see if he's able to push his team on the brink of a playoff spot this week. I'll move on to the second trade now. The second trade is Iman is also involved in this one. Iman received Abrar Gangat and Taha Hassan Bukhari for Ali Jawad Tarbai and Anas Mansouri.
Whoa.
Yeah, Husli, what was the inspiration? What was the inspiration between that caused this trade?
Well, the issue is Ali Jawad has missed 5 games for us this season.
Mhm.
So if we're not gonna have our second pick for half the season, then we need a player that can come in and play. Actually, we've been getting guys who are missing, and they're our top picks. Like Sakib Kokar has softball some reason, and I mean he's playing
Softball in the
softball.
winter?
No,
Softball in
he
the
missed a
winter?
couple of games in the beginning of the season because of softball,
Oh, okay.
right? And then Ali Jawad, I think he got married and he's moving to Ottawa or something, so he's been missing a few games. So we needed to make another trade, and we needed to shore up our offense after we lost Hamza Ali. We needed to make another trade for forward because Tayyib and Farouk Khan will both be playing defense.
For sure.
Wow.
So yeah, you receive Abrar, who was second pick. So you're basically swapping second picks, and then you guys trade
Anas Mansouri for
Anas for
Taha.
Taha. So honestly, Taha has it. I think this is his first season in the league. So I think time will tell. Maybe the change of scenery will be good for him. But I think this was also an accommodation trade as well, because I know Abrar had been asking to maybe get a little bit I think maybe he was asking for a trade at the beginning of the season. So he gets to pair up with his cousin Adnan, and
They're
yeah.
not brothers?
No, they're cousins. They're first cousins. That's a lot of people get it confused. Foster, I see here.
He's the one that doesn't wear the cup.
Is
Abrar's
that
the one
true?
that does not wear the cup. He keeps on getting hit there.
Wow, that is great to know.
Sorry, what happened? I missed that. It just cut out. As soon as you said my name, it cut out.
No worries, no worries. I was just gonna ask, what was your reaction to this trade?
Okay, so I didn't get a chance to speak on the last one. I was actually not surprised that Josefa pulled off a big trade. He's known for making these, elaborate blockbuster last minute trades, trading like basically his whole team, changing it around. And like he said, I'm not surprised when you're underperforming as a team. You have to change up everything, and he did that. Changed up basically everything. I think the first trade, I think it was pretty equal in my eyes. Both teams got stuff that they needed.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, with this trade, this was the last trade. So the 5 players out of 10 at this deadline were from Iman. So a whole new team basically. Josefa, going into the last 4 games now, how are you going to prepare and get your team ready and kind of get the ball rolling straight off this week, because you guys have a pretty big game this week against Ikhlas. They're the team that's 2 points ahead of you. A win would put you in front of them. So how are you guys really looking to get all these new faces ready for your game this week?
So that's going to be a challenge, where to put who and where to put, because we have to win 3 out of the last 4 games to make the playoffs, right? Our goal is to win this week. Unfortunately, with the lineups, we're going to have a hard time. I believe it's going to be a very, very hard time, but we're going to need to be right off the bat. We're just going to have to get in there, and we're just going to have to grind a win out before we can even choose where to put players. But at the moment, we have Tayyib Khaler on defense. Farouk Khan is going to be on defense. Me, Sakib Kokar, and Dilshad will be this week on defense. And for our forward lines, our top line most likely looks like Rayan, Anas, and Abrar. And our second line will probably have Bablu, Arif, and Azhar out there.
Honestly, that's not a bad top 6 forward line. I think your forwards haven't been getting the ball moving this season. You guys are tied with Ikhlas for least goals scored, but maybe this will be able to kind of get things moving. And I know Tayyib had I think he had an assist, or he almost had a couple of goals last week. So I think he's looking good now. And I think with 4 games left, you guys are still only 2 points from playoff spot. So anything can happen. But yeah, I think are you guys all able to stay on for the week 8 recap, or did anyone have to head out?
I can stay on. That's okay.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
So
yeah. Oh, yeah, Faisal.
I just got to log off for a second. I'm just getting back into the office. So I'll hop on in a couple of minutes. I'm just getting into
No
the
worries.
underground here.
No worries.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum. See you
Bye.
soon. Okay, so we're gonna move in now to the we're gonna move now into the week 8 recap. So
Wow.
yeah, this
2-1
week for
only?
your the team you're going to, they lost 2-1 to Yakin, who is in
That's
first
something.
place. It was honestly a really back and forth game. It was 0-0, I believe, till the last minute of the first half, and then Yakin scored a short-handed goal. It was a clapper from Bilal Alvi, really nice goal. Arsenal had, I think, in that first half, he had at least 10 saves. And so he was really keeping these guys in it. I know Maju had a huge game too, but I think Arsenal was really the star of that game, keeping it this close. Yakin was missing all 3 Siddiqui brothers though. So
They have 3 brothers on the team?
yeah, the GM and then their second and third round picks. So they have, I think, 50, 60 points between them on the season, which is crazy. And Yakin did get the win. And with that, they actually are the first team to clinch the playoffs. So Yakin will not, if they lose the rest of the games, they won't miss the playoffs. So I think Maju, RC, Yusuf, and the rest of the team can maybe relax for the rest of the season. But I'm pretty sure they want to get that coveted number 1 seed so they can pick their opponent in the semifinals. Husli, did you get a chance to watch this game?
Nope. But I know that Zed is injured, and I heard he has a knee problem. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, for sure. Dawood is saying that it's the most shots Maju faced all season. So if Maju is able to stop a fully loaded Subber team, dealing with an injury, then I think this is going to be something to watch for Yakin.
Did you say 14 shots was the most he saved?
I'm pretty sure. I believe Yakin has been consistently dominating teams this season.
They allowed 15 goals only, and that says something that their defense is holding it down.
Their goal differential is plus 21. So the next highest team is plus 7. So yeah, it's.
But normally, playoffs are going to be a different game, so we'll see what happens because the top teams don't do well normally in Iceland playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh wait, who won last year? Who won last year? Yakin?
In the summer it was Taqwa, and then in the winter it was Yakin, and then in the fall it was Yakin. In the summer it was Yakin, and in the winter before that was also Yakin. So they went 4 back-to-back, and RC is looking to make it number 5 in 4 seasons. The second game of the night, Ihsan beat Rida 4-2. This was a really back and forth game. Ali had a goal and 2 assists, and Altaf had a goal and an assist, and Osman, this was his first game. I don't know how all teams passed on him. Husli, can you give us a little bit of insight? Why, if you ended up trading Hamza Ali this week, why didn't you trade him or give him up in waivers for Osman?
Well, first, Usman likes to play with his Greenbird guys, so that's Ali Wadi and them. Second, we just felt like Usman's a lot older now compared to Hamza Ali, right? And he plays mostly defense. So, I mean, the trade-off there wasn't like it's more even, right? Like Hamza Ali, if you were to go through a draft again, it's very even. So Usman would probably go in the top 5, I would say. So we just didn't feel like it would make our team better. Right, and it wouldn't make our team worse. So at the end of the day, then there's no point of making a move just to make a move.
No, interesting. And I think that's definitely what people were saying is that Osman kind of likes to play with his team, so that he might have taken it as serious. But the game really started. They scored in the first minute of the game on a power play because one of the GMs for Rida Zahir forgot his jersey, so he had to sit in the box, and they scored off of that. And then Farouk Sani scored an amazing goal where he walked in, took it to the boards almost, and then sniped it top shelf on Yusuf and popped his water bottle. And that was an insane goal. And then what was that?
So that's why they didn't want to trade for Uksani to us.
Yeah. So Sani's, I think, has like 7 goals this season. So he's been playing. Yeah, he's been playing really well. We managed to tie the game with a goal from Mohamed Suleiman Patel and Altaf Panchadi. And we were able to kind of hold that lead or hold that tie for maybe less than a minute because, Farouk Sani and I forgot who scored the last goal, but I think it was Umar Farouk Daya and someone else that scored, or Rizwan Khalir scored, to seal the win for Ihsan in the last couple of minutes. So the third game of the evening, Taqwa beat Ikhlas. Ikhlas won 4-1. So this was a big win. Muhib Shah, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. Didn't get player of the week after his brother got it last week. Huzli, were you able to watch this game before your game?
Nope.
No, so you just come for your game and then your game.
You guys gave us 4 straight 11 o'clock games. Have you
You
seen
know,
the schedule?
I
gotta
can't
bring up my grievances online. Like no one's answering that in the GM group.
I can't comment.
I got
can't comment
6
on this.
total 11 o'clock games this season.
I can't comment on this
And
because
Bubble can't stay awake. You know,
yeah,
he falls asleep on the bench.
That's crazy.
that's crazy.
You gotta hit a Red Bull before the game, man.
I know.
I can't
For sure.
comment on this. Please take it up with Zuhair Fancy as he's the one that makes the schedule.
And
But,
next year, I'm just gonna draft him in the first round.
Yeah,
So that's the secret. Eh? Draft the guy who makes the schedule.
I'm gonna 1 year. I'm just gonna draft everyone that's on the OC.
Smart.
you know what? It might work. It might work. So, one thing to know: a lot of the Ikhlas guys were missing. They were in a tournament in Chicago, and so they had one guy on the bench, and it was a pretty close game. I believe it was 1-1 or 2-1 for a large portion, and then Taqwa kind of ran away with it as Ikhlas guys got gas. But like I was saying, they played lights out until they got gas. And having played with one person on the bench this season already, you can definitely tell it's hard.
Abdallah,
Especially,
we've done it before, man. Don't you?
yeah, we did it last time.
That was so
Yeah.
bad. It hits you hard, man, because like you use all your energy the first 10 minutes, you just get gassed, and then it's over.
Yeah,
You
for
can't just
sure.
stay and park the bus the whole game. It's not gonna work in this league.
Yeah, honestly, these guys did way better, considering they only had a couple of guys, and just in time, Foster's back to kind of talk about his game. So, Face, how was your 4-1 game? Were you playing in this game?
Yeah, I played. I was one
Okay.
of the 7 guys that were there. That's it. We had a depleted roster. I think what happened was we got beat so bad the previous week, half the team benched themselves. They're like, look, we're not showing up. That's it. We're done.
Wow.
So we played with
That's
7
crazy.
guys. And it was, let's say, okay, I got to say this. For the guys that did show up, it was an amazing game. I got to give shout outs to a couple of people. Number 1, shout out has to go out to Essen Zaidi. What a beast. That guy played the full game, start to finish, didn't miss a shift, and was just amazing. That he literally set the strategy for us that game where it was like, okay, you guys, what we're going to do, how we're going to execute.
Buddy, where are you?
Go.
I don't
Where did
get
he
it.
go?
This guy's Wi-Fi
Bro,
just
this guy's in
disappeared.
he's in some cave or something, man. His wife has locked him up in the dungeon downstairs in his
Nah, his
house.
wife disconnected the thing. She's like, no
Yeah.
more.
That's crazy. Anyways, I'm pretty sure he was gonna give a shout out to Hassan Zaidi. Arsal is giving a shout out to Mohamed Mogul, who was in net for Ikhlas. And honestly, I'm surprised he's not the Ikhlas star from this game. I know Khalil had a goal, but he had a lights out performance. He was stopping everything, cross passes, and a lot of clappers from Muhib and Asif. So yeah, Foster, you want to finish your thought?
You guys, sorry about that. Yeah, my battery died on the laptop. I was quickly trying to plug it in, but anyhow, so my thought basically was
You're like
first off, like
Quagmire.
Essen City, like I was saying, He played amazing. Then you have Adnan Mir. Okay, so he's going to be missed. Now, this is why he went on waiver. Is simply because, like, in the first half, he got hacked in his hand, dislocated his finger. He stepped off, popped it back into place, and came back and finished the game. What a beast that guy is!
Yo,
Like, how
this is best
amazing
player
is
of the
that?
week.
Like, he could barely. He was telling me after, he's like, I could barely hold my stick, and I'm like, wow, like that's some heart that man had. So, I mean, all in all, for the guys that were there, it was an amazing performance. Guys played really, really, really well. Um, in terms of gameplay, look, it was a 1-all game with 4 minutes left, and then it just, I guess we ran out of gas. The second goal, kind of deflated us, and then they got the third one rather quickly, and the fourth one. But I will mention this: uh, in the final minutes of play, where we had an offensive zone face-off, Taqwa sent in like their top line. It's a 4-1 game. You've got less than a minute to play. Why are you sending your fourth line out there? Like, you had Bika out there, Sulman Bhatti, and of course the third line specialist, Mohib Shah, who was out there trying to.
Get a hat
He was the
trick.
only third liner that was really out there, and he was trying to pad his stat sheet, trying to get like another point, as if 4 points wasn't enough. So anyhow, that was I think in that situation they should have allowed genuine third line guys to stay out there, just get some minutes in and play. So that they got to be called out on that. But anyways, I do got to say, Ikhlas, the team that was present, did quite well. They executed the strategy drafted by Asin, and I think if we stick to our strategy, our team would be a lot more stronger, I should say.
For sure.
So I was impressed with our game plan.
Maybe Takwa thought that you guys were gonna come back in the last minute, So maybe that's a compliment to you guys.
Yeah. Hey, that's 3 goals in less than a minute. Could have pulled it off.
So Dawood saying that they're not catching the Siddiqui brothers in stats. So speaking of stats, I can pull up player stats right now. They are pretty, like, Muhib was only 2 games in, or he's 4 games in, and he already has 9 points. So he's only 6 points or 7 points behind the league lead. So I think he's definitely coming for it, and I think he has won the scoring race before. So I think it definitely can be done. But we'll move on to the last game of the evening.
So he's trying to pad his stats.
Haya beat Iman 4-1. Muhib's actually in this thing saying focus on winning games. So let's see if you guys are able to to get a win against Huzli this week. But the last game of the evening last week, Haya beat Iman 4-1. Mazhak 2 goals, 1 assist. Imran Lakanpal 1 goal, 1 assist. Imran Lakanpal becomes the first player in Islam history to record a shutout and then also score a goal in the same season, or play goalie and then score a goal in the same season. So he stepped in and played goalie for his team and played amazing. I think he earned a star performance in that game too. But he's the first player in history to play goalie and then also score in the same season. So, huge credit to Imran Lakanpal, really clutch veteran player and a great pickup from where they drafted him in the 11th round for Haya. So amazing. And then a goal for Huzli's team from Saqib. So Huzli, you played in this game. Tell me what
there.
You weren't there?
No.
Oh
Wow.
man, never mind.
I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, you were there.
I wish I wasn't.
That's why you pulled off those trades.
Right? Facts. No, actually, in this game, man, our defense was really, really bad. They scored a really early goal where Bablu just gave them the ball on the tape, and Mazhak put the first one, I think, right in. Bablu just gave it tape to tape, right onto his stick, and said, "Here, take a shot at Riaz." And they scored. And then we had a second goal where we had a misstep. Yeah, we just got destroyed, I think. I mean, it's just they
You
ate
know,
us.
Or
Haya is now in 4th place. So with this win, Haya overtakes Rida, who has 7 points. It's their second win, I think, in a row. So that Mazhak transaction, that waiver that they brought in, well, not waiver, GM replacement, I think is really paying off for them because, they went from being winless 8th place to now 4th place in a couple of games.
And that's what we're hoping for now. With these
Like,
trades,
I
we're
mean,
hoping to win a couple of games and just shoot up because the standings are really close on the bottom.
yeah.
And Haya did not look good early on in the season as well. Like I'm not just saying we did not look good either, but Haya, us, and Sabr, we did not look good. And the class has had their moments, but other than like it's very even between the 4 teams.
I mean, yeah, it's like I said in the beginning. It all takes is one trade and one little pickup, and the whole dynamic of the team changes. So you never know. Hey, you're at last place now. Blink of an eye, you could be 6th, and you're back in the race.
Yeah,
It
and
goes
and
for
just
my team, and it goes for even like, for example, even like Ikhlas too. Blink of an eye, they could be last, and then we'll be above them. So
yeah.
it all
So
takes is
honestly,
one little
I
change,
think
tweak in the team. And yeah, Abdul, I'll give you an example. Look at the I don't know if you watch. Look at the Leafs on their power play. It took one little tweak to switch it, and they got 2 last game.
that
Same
that's
thing.
that's a good analogy, and
Yeah.
I think just for the viewers watching, I'll say this standings right now. The race for playoffs is absolutely crazy. There's really even from 2nd to 8th. Anyway, it's anyone's game for who can make it because even Iman, if they win their next 4 games, that's 12 points. They can still overtake
So
Ihsan
it's
to take
8
second
points,
place.
buddy.
Oh yeah, 8. No. 8 points plus the 4 they have. That's 12. That's 12. I was saying I know math, but yeah, it's anyone's game. But like this race for the playoffs, Iman has 4, Sabr has 4, Ikhlas has 6, Rida has 7, Haya has 8, and then Taqwa has 10, Ihsan with 11. So any one of these teams or any 2 of these teams can miss out, and I think it's still too early to call. Obviously, Haya, Rida, Taqwa are in better places, kind of getting those early on points, but it is anyone's game. So with this performance, actually, Mazhak wins Player of the Week, and we were able to get his video for this week. So we'll watch this one real quick.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, Maz here. Really honored to be Player of the Week, but I've had a lot of people ask me, how can I become Player of the Week too? And I simply tell them, you won't be Player of the Week because you're just not serious enough. Me personally, I'm always preparing for the next Friday. And I find it crazy that some of you go 30 minutes, hours of a day without playing hockey. I mean, pretty simply, it looks like you just don't have your priorities straight. Beyond that, I just want to thank Hupo for sponsoring the Player of the Week, as well as Tony for voting me Player of the Week despite Muhib having a better stat line and 1 more assist. Jazakallah khair, everyone.
Hold on, is this guy a doctor?
Yeah, he is. Mashallah.
The guy looks like he's 25. Mashallah. How old is he?
No, that's his Halloween costume.
Is it actually?
Yeah, he's I think that's one
He's
reason
playing
why
dress up.
he wasn't able to commit early on in the season because of his shifts and his doctor schedule. But yeah, mashallah, he's saving lives and he's saving his team. He's reviving them back from the dead into the into 4th place right now. So big performance from him, 2 goals and an assist. And yeah, it's gonna be a super, super big kind of rest of the season for Haya and the rest of the guys. And he did mention that Muhib had 1 more point and didn't get Player of the Week, so maybe Foster slipped Tony a little 5 on the side. Said, you know what to do. Don't
Yeah, exactly. Well,
That's it.
Tony already knew. He was like, yeah, you know what? That guy was playing against the depleted team and trying to pad his stats. So we'll give it to someone a little more deserving.
We'll see. I think Muhib's gonna have a big game this week, but we'll talk about the schedule. So 8 o'clock tomorrow, Sabr versus Rida. Rida is now winless since week 3 or week 4. So after their win, it was actually the last win that Rida that we had was actually against Sabr, I believe. So or maybe Taqwa, but still, I think we have been on a slump. We have like 3 ties since then and 2 losses. So it's going to be a big game for us. And I think, Jaffer, I know you're not playing in this game, but, what do you think your team needs to do to win?
I think it goes for even like every single sport. You gotta start on time. You gotta be right off the bat. You gotta be hungry. You gotta be ready to go. Starts from the goalie, then defense, and then the forwards gotta put in the goals. Defense wins you the game, but with these new trades, I really believe the guys can turn it around and hopefully get the win against you guys. Obviously, I'm rooting for my squad. My bad, Abdullah. But I do predict it's going to be a close goals game. I'll put 3-2 for Sabr on this one. I think the trades will help, and you guys will win the same 5. So both teams are going to be hungry to keep their playoff chances alive, and should be a very hungry, feisty game. And we'll see both. I hope both teams are going to go at it. So it's going to be a good game. I'm hoping to hear good news. And inshallah.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know first after the game. Foster.
Yeah, if you text me, then
So this is what I think. Your Rida didn't make any moves, and Sabr did. So it's going to be a whole new look, and that team looks like they're hungry. They're making a push. They've made trade moves. They've got new players, new looking team. I think you're going to have your hands full. So Rida better come prepared, but better come quick out of the gate, and treat this like a whole new team. This is not the team that started the season, and so it's good. Like I think it's going to be a challenge for Rida.
Score prediction.
Well, I think Rida's
Trust
going to
the
start on the
process?
power play though. No one's coming to give them jerseys at 8 in the
I think we will be lenient because it is an 8 o'clock game. They haven't had a chance to get their jerseys, so I don't think Hamza Ali, Hussein Panju, or Naeem Malik will be getting penalties for not having a Sabr jerseys. But after that, then then we can. This is also a message. If you were traded, please bring your jersey. Please wash them and bring your jerseys so that the players that you were traded for are able to get are able to play in the same color as their teams. And Hosli, what do you think?
No one wants to smell someone else's sweat.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I agree. So Hosli, what do you think is the?
I think Sabr will win 4-1.
4-1. Wow, this is a
Yes.
big prediction. So honestly, myself on Rida, I think I am definitely taking Sabr a lot more seriously now because they do have the acquisition of Hamza Ali, who is that speedy forward. I think he scored against us in the game that we played against them. So maybe he's going to be hungry, especially off a trade being the 2nd overall pick. This could be kind of season changing for him. So we'll move into the second game. We have Haya versus Taqwa. Haya and Taqwa both coming off of 4-1 wins. Foster, what do you think? What do you think going to be the outcome, and what's going to be key here?
Haya's a completely different team with the addition of Maz Haq, a POW this week. Last week, if they got a full squad, I'm going to give the edge to Haya. I just think they're a better rounded team.
Wow.
Wow,
Jaffer, what do you think is I know you haven't had a chance to watch.
I don't know much, but from looking at the standings, like with the new what's his name? Maz? What's his name?
Maz, yeah.
I mean, he's looking to keep up his dominance, and I do think I do have him scoring 2 goals probably this game again because he's gonna come out hungry and he wants to lead his team to victory. Talk about 5-3, 10 points. It's still a close race. From what I see, I see Haya taking the win 3-0.
Wow, 3-0. That's a big prediction. Hosli, what about you?
I think Haya actually wins this 2-1. We faced them last week and they were very physical, and it was going to cause Mohib and them a lot of issues. And they got guys on the back end who will block some shots, so Bika is going to have a hard time getting some shots through. The other thing is, I got to give credit to Hussein Malik. He's been playing really, really well, and he's been playing underrated hockey.
No, yeah, I agree. So I didn't get my prediction actually for the first game. I think Rida will take this one 3-2, and I think Arsenal is challenging me to score on him tomorrow. So I I think I'll give myself a goal. And for me, I
After
think
incoming.
this game, Haya has 5 or 4. They have 4 ties. I think it's gonna be another tie for them. I think this game's gonna be like a 3-3 high scoring affair tie. But yeah, I think we still can't count off Takwa because a win and an Ihsan loss puts them in second place. So
Wow.
they're really on the hunt for
The
the
1
top
point
half.
behind.
Yeah, after that change. So moving into game number 3, we have Ihsan versus Yakin, first versus second. Earlier in the season, Yakin beat Ihsan 3-1, and I believe all the Siddiqui brothers are back. So yeah, Foster, what do you think is going to be key for Ihsan to beat first place Yakin?
Well, let me ask you this question first before we get is Zaid Maju playing tomorrow?
I have no idea if anyone on
Ooh.
Because he
Yakin.
missed. Because look, he missed last week because he was out trick or treating. I think there was a video circulating on the news. He was dressed up as an Indian woman in Markham, collecting chocolates. So that's why he wasn't even on the podcast last week, right? We missed you, Zaid. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the chocolates. Now, if he is playing this week, the key would be to get more shots on him. 4, 5 shots aren't going to cut it. Ihsan is a stronger team. They've got Osman Batar on the team, and I think the veteran leadership they have there, I think they're a little more powerful. Siddiqui brothers are if they're all together, they're gonna be.
Maju is hurt, someone just said.
Yeah, Mobeen
One-
just confirmed. So maybe
Wow.
Ihsan will be facing a
Yeah,
different.
Mobeen. Listen, Mobeen. Maju's feelings being hurt don't count. So if he wants to show up, buddy. Maju, show
He's getting
up,
a shout
man.
out tomorrow.
Come
Watch.
Nonetheless, I think Maju is dealing with the injury. So inshallah, we do wish him a speedy recovery from whatever the injury is. And I think I think Ihsan will take the win. Based off of what we saw last week, that Greenbird's kind of chemistry, Rizwan Khalir, Ali Wadi, Usman Butter, it was literally tic-tac-toe. It was seamless. The minute, like right from the get-go, there's no adjusting needed, and I think definitely, it's going to be 2 powerhouses going together. Will the speedy Siddiqui brothers get past, the kind of the big defense core, in Ali Wad? They also have Taha Azhar back there. He takes a lot of penalties, but he is very physical. And I know, it was kind of a topic of how do you beat Yakin? So I do think it's going to be a really close game, but I think Ihsan will take it. And give Yakin their second loss of the season.
I think Taha Azhar is a little bit underrated. He's a good player. He's very good. He's got good hockey IQ. And in this game, if I was to pick a winner here, I'm also taking Ihsan to beat Yakin.
Score prediction?
That's my pick. No goal prediction, but I'm going with Ihsan to win.
Wow.
I'm going with a tie.
Tie?
Yeah, I think it's going 3-3.
3-3.
I think you're being nice.
3-3.
Jaffer, first versus second. What do you think?
First versus second. I said tie, but you know what? I think Ihsan's going to be more hungry for this win, and I'm 2-1 game. It's going to be a close one. 2-1 Ihsan.
So Mubin is mentioning if Siddiqui brothers aren't there, Yakin showed last week they can manage without them, but they need them back for the playoffs. So maybe the Siddiqui brothers are out of the country on vacation or something and missing some games. So, if they are missing this game, I think I'll give it to Ihsan. Even though they did play really well, I think that if Ihsan is full benched and Yakin is missing their best people, Huzaifa Mahida is calling himself. He's gonna give himself a shutout. So let's see if he's able to stay true to his word and and get the shutout for Ihsan. And moving on to the last game of the evening, Hosli, this is your game. You guys versus Ikhlas. You guys both came off 4-1 losses.
Mhm.
What's going to be key for you guys to get your, to get the ball moving and get, 6 points and really overtake Ikhlas in, in the standings?
Well, first of all, we're gonna have to adjust very quick. We're gonna have to adjust extremely quick right out of the get go, and we gotta get the first goal. I think the key for us to win this game is to get the first goal and get sustained pressure. And the second thing for us to win in this game is that we can't. The whole season we've been reactive rather than proactive. Whenever we make a play, we react to the play rather than moving to open spots or just moving without the ball generally. So it's been causing we've been stagnant. So that's going to be a key for us to win. I think hopefully we'll pull out a win here. Right, of course. I'm not rooting against my own team. I think we're going to win like 5-1.
Wow.
But
What? Bro,
I'll go 5-1.
you're losing 5-1.
And I'll give Faisal
Yo.
Mahmoud to take 6 penalty minutes, inshallah.
Wow.
Listen,
That's
your top scorer is Arif Khan. That's
So,
it. All we gotta do is take
even
out
at
Arif
60
Khan.
years, even at 65, he's at what, 65 or 64? He's still scoring goals,
Ooh.
mashallah.
64, bro. He's killing it. He's
I
killing
know.
it.
You gotta give
Yo,
him props.
shout
Look how
out-
low
shout
he
out
was
Arif,
drafted.
man. Arif has been 4 goals, 1 assist in 7 games. And Hamza Ali is their second highest. He also has 4 goals. So
Hamza Ali's no longer on the team.
Hamza Ali is no longer on the team. So my prediction, I think it's gonna be a very physical and very high scoring game. I think both teams. So Husli, one question that the viewers are asking: where is Yasser Hussein? Because hasn't been playing the last couple of games.
Yeah, he messed up his hand. I think it was one of the Subber guys that slashed him. That was Ahmad Khalid, by the way.
Ahmed Khalid, wow.
Slashed him and messed up his wrist. Like, I think he got something called TRCC. So Dilshad Alvi was helping him out, healing. Right? He's a good chiropractor.
Who's gonna be your goalie tomorrow?
Oh, Yasser Hussein might be in there, or it might be Riaz Hussein.
You don't have a goalie?
You don't even know? Okay.
No.
Well, only
We're not gonna give our cards
we
to Faisal
we,
Mahmoud.
we wish Yasser a speedy recovery, inshallah.
No,
And-
he'll be back.
Oh.
Yasser Hussein's back next week.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Next week or this week?
Yeah,
This week.
this week. Let's see.
Okay.
Jaffer, do you have a score prediction for this game or?
Yeah,
You better
I
choose
do.
Iman here.
I mean, bro, you're telling you have no goalie. I mean, us as when I'm gonna go to 3-1 the class. Prove me wrong, please. Tomorrow with your lines, shuffle them up, try different combinations. You have none to lose, and whatever works best. But I think 3-1. If you don't have a goalie, you're still.
No, we do have a goalie.
Oh, you
They
do?
have
Yeah.
a goalie, he's just not named
Oh.
yet. So
Oh,
we'll
he's
see-
not named
we'll
yet.
see who
Okay,
gets
you know what? I'll flip the score around. I'll go 2-1, Iman.
2-1 Iman. I think this
Really?
game will be. I think it'll be a 5-3 Iman win. I don't think defense will be on anyone's strategies tomorrow. I think Yusuf and Hassan Mohammed are gonna yell to their boys and say, "Yo, we're win this in like 7 games. We need to come out and score a bunch of goals." And I think Husli's gonna tell his team, "I know I can't trade you guys anymore, but the waiver deadline is still next week. I can force you guys to drop out with an injury."
Nah,
So,
Crazy.
I think that's gonna be what's key. And I'll give a goal. I'll say I'll say Tayyab Khalir will score. I'll say Farouk Khan will score, and I'll say Arif Khan will get 2 goals.
Oof.
Yeah, that's I'm going. And in the 5th goal, I'll leave it up to whoever wants to get that 5th goal. Maybe Abrar Ganga.
Holy
or something.
jeez. Abdullah, you're really stretching it out here.
And for Ikhlas, I'm gonna say Faisal Mahboob gets 8 penalty minutes, and
Crazy.
I think
Me
I
and
think
him are gonna get in a fight.
I think
Or after the game. Or
Uh,
during the game.
During the
that's
game.
still to be
Hamza
determined.
Gaya will videotape us. You put it on TikTok.
Dude, we'll do it before the game.
Shout out Hamza Gaya's TikTok. Anyways, we're running out of time here, so we're just gonna
Hey, I want to say one more thing. The most, I'm super excited to be back in this league because I get to pull this thing out of the closet for my team if we win a
Oh.
game. Player of the game will get this belt around their shoulder and get a picture. We can post on the Iceland thing. So
Okay,
yeah, can't wait to
we're
bring this
we're,
bad
look,
boy
we're
back.
looking
you
forward
go.
to it. We're looking forward to it. Inshallah, there's no player of the game tomorrow because Reda takes the win. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, moving on. Just some quick kind of reminders. For registration for winter, we are at half capacity already. It's only been released a week, and we already have half the people signed up. Inshallah, we're looking at a really, really competitive season. So please, if you haven't already sign up through the link in the Instagram bio as well as in the WhatsApp chat, and send your $180 e-transfer. Your registration isn't confirmed until both are done. Inshallah, I'll say this: we are changing up the jerseys, so they're not going to be looking anything like what we have right now. So maybe I don't know if that'll entice people. I'm hoping that in a couple of weeks, by week 12, we're able to give like a jersey reveal as well as like an early GM reveal. But the GMs this year, alhamdulillah, are really competitive, and we're looking to make it even more competitive for the winter. So yeah, please sign up if you haven't already done so. And if you are interested in GMing, please message me or Isawi, with you in a potential duo. And if you think you have what it takes to lead a team, you don't have to be the best player because you just need to be someone that can pick a good team and really lead your team, motivate your team. So inshallah, we're looking for a fun season. And yeah, with that, I think we are also looking for a paid scorekeeper next season. Because yeah, if you are interested, please DM us or message a member of the OC. So yeah, any final concluding comments for from Jaffer, Jose, for Faisal?
Thank you for having me on. Really appreciate it, and I'll
No
see you
worries.
guys next week, inshallah.
Inshallah, Jazakallah Jaffer for joining. And yeah, Jazakallah all of you guys for joining. Jazakallah for watching. This was my first time hosting this season.
Good
But
job.
inshallah, we get RF back next week for a much smoother podcast. But yeah, Jazakallah guys for joining. And
Inshallah, Huzaifa comes with a smile next week on his face.
okay,
Alhamdulillah,
see.
you did a good job. That was
Jazakallah,
awesome.
Jazakallah. So yeah,
And,
guys.
thank you to our guests for being a part of it. And inshallah, we'll see you guys all tomorrow.
Yes. All right. See you guys.